So you're thinking about moving to Cincinnati, Ohio. Well, today in this video, we're going to take a look at a picturesque village just northeast of downtown Cincinnati called Mariemont. We're going to jump into the map and take a look at some of the main roads and amenities within and near Mariemont. And then at the end, we're going to go over some of the housing statistics, like how many homes are for sale currently, what homes have been selling for over the last year in Mariemont, and what the average and median selling price and price per square foot is that you can expect to find in Mariemont. This picturesque village has something for everyone, from young professionals to growing families to retirees. So today we're going to jump into the map and explore the village of Mariemont. I'm Angela Evans with Cincinnati Ohio Living, and whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, go ahead and use my contact information in the description box below. I am so excited when I get to help someone new find the right place to call home. I love helping people, and I would love to help you make a move here in Cincinnati. All right, so before we jump into the map, let's start off with a few reasons why you might want to call Mariemont home. So for starters, Mariemont is ranked number 1 for best places to raise a family in all of Cincinnati. They're actually ranked number 9 for the best place to raise a family in all of America. That's a pretty big deal. And not only that, but they're also ranked number 2 for the best place to live in Ohio. Mariemont is serviced by the Mariemont Public School District, which ranks number 8 for the best public schools in all of Ohio. So Mariemont School District covers the village of Mariemont and also neighboring areas of Fairfax and Terrace Park, and then a few unincorporated areas as well. 3 of the 4 schools in the Mariemont School District are actually located in Mariemont, and the 4th one is in Terrace Park. There are some private schools nearby as well, and I will show you a few of those when we jump into the map. So in addition to the tight-knit community and small town feel you get from Mariemont, but the convenience of being close to downtown Cincinnati and the surrounding amenities that Cincinnati has to offer, you'll want to stick around to the second part of this video, where we're going to take a look at some of the current homes for sale and homes that have sold recently, so you can get a better feel of how far your dollar can go here in Mariemont. And then in a little bit, I'm going to dive into the history and the background of Mariemont. Now, a few highlights on Mariemont. Mariemont is just under 1 square mile, and it has a population of about 3,500 people. The median household income is about $135,000, compared to the national average, which is about $75,000. Here in Mariemont, 72% of people own their own home, and the median home value is about $500,000. Average rent right now at the time of this video is about $1,300 a month, which is right around the national average. All right, so now that you have a little bit more context for Mariemont, let's go ahead and jump into the map. Mariemont is located about 10 miles northeast of downtown Cincinnati. It's about a 20-minute commute downtown, depending on the traffic. And as you can see, you would basically just jump right here on Route 50 and take that all the way into downtown Cincinnati. So Route 50 actually runs right through the middle of Mariemont. It's actually where Mariemont Square is. So that's actually what you would jump on, and you would take that all the way down here over to downtown Cincinnati. Depending on traffic, or for some reason there's a road closure here on Route 50, you could always shoot up and over through Oakley to jump onto 71 and take that right down into downtown Cincinnati as well. It's just going to take you a lot longer. But if you have a road closure and there's no other options, then that might be your best bet. So Mariemont is surrounded by some really desirable areas in Cincinnati. To the north, you have Madeira and Indian Hill. You also have Terrace Park, which is also part of the Mariemont School District. You have Newtown down to the south. You have Mount Lookout, Hyde Park, and Oakley here all to your west and northwest side. So just a lot of really popular areas, and Mariemont is kind of in the center of all of them. So like I mentioned, your main road that runs right through the middle of Mariemont here is Route 50. The other main road that you have coming through the middle of Mariemont here is Miami Road, and that runs again straight through the middle of the square. And another popular one that you'll probably hear is Miami Bluff Drive, and that is the one that runs here all the way along the southern side along the Little Miami River. As we take a look at a few houses later, you're going to see that this definitely is a very desirable area to live in Mariemont. Also comes with a very high price tag. So I've been calling the road that runs here through the middle Route 50. It's probably the West Sider in me. But it is also probably more commonly known as Wooster Pike. And as you can see right here, it kind of branches off and goes down this way to the south. Whoa! I think Mariemont is kind of cool in the fact that you really can see this town square area, even just by looking at a map without being able to see any houses or anything. You can really tell that that's what this area is, and that everything is focused around this little central hub. Aside from the restaurants here in Mariemont in the square, you don't have any fast food options or anything located within Mariemont. However, there are tons just on the border. So when you come out of Mariemont to the east, you right away have a McDonald's. It is literally right on the edge of Mariemont here. You have a Scrambler's breakfast place down here a little bit further. You have a Panera Bread. You have 50 West Brewing Company. Right here on Wooster Pike in Fairfax, you also have several places. You have your Dunkin', your Chipotle, you have a bakery. There's your Frisch's right here. So let's talk about some of the dining that's actually in Mariemont, because there are some really great places here. You have the National Exemplar. You have, of course, you have Staples, La Rosa's, and Grater's is also sitting right here on the square next to the Mariemont Theater. You have Dilly Bistro Bar and Bottle Shop here. You have Sebastian Bakehouse, which has pastries. You do, of course, have your Starbucks right here on the square, pretty much. And then in this little section here, it's kind of funny how this border goes, but you do have a strip center right here on Wooster Pike that is just across from the high school, that has a fitness gym there. You have a dance place. You have Mango Tree Thai and Sushi. You have your Ace Hardware, Tesla charging station. So you also have your Cervati's here, a Mexican restaurant. And of course you have some banks and things like that. And pretty much just across the street where Mariemont High School is, here on Wooster Pike, just outside of the square, you also have your Mariemont Branch Library. So here on the square, you have your Mariemont Theater, you have Emory, you also have your staples of Grater's and La Rosa's. Those are both Cincinnati chains. And of course, the historic Mariemont Inn. You do also, a little bit away from the historic downtown square area, you do have a Green Papaya. That is a sushi place. You have Madison Place, which is technically not in Mariemont, but is just outside of it. And that's a little coffee shop restaurant. And just outside to the west side, you have Mac's Pizza Pub here. That is literally like right on the border again of Mariemont, technically located in Fairfax. So as you can see, plenty of dining options, all that are really walkable, probably a mile or sometimes less if you're going to live in Mariemont. All right, as far as grocery stores go, there are none located right in Mariemont, but you do have Walmart that is right over here. That's about 2.5 miles from the square, from the Mariemont Square. And then you do also have Kroger right here just outside, which is less than a mile from the Mariemont Square. So that is definitely walkable. You do also have an Ace Hardware here just outside of Mariemont Square, across from the Mariemont High School. What's your favorite place to visit in Mariemont, Ohio? Go ahead and drop a comment below and let me know what shop or restaurant that you've been to that you absolutely loved. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the schools. As I mentioned previously, Mariemont has its own school district, Mariemont City Schools, and they have Mariemont High School, Mariemont Junior High, Mariemont Elementary, and Terrace Park Elementary. You can kind of see from this map here on Google that this is the Mariemont School District, so it goes over here and covers Terrace Park as well. I think I've mentioned that before, but Mariemont High School is right here on the eastern side of Mariemont, really close to the border. And then right here, extremely close to the square, you have Mariemont Elementary School. And then you have Mariemont Junior High, which is over here on the western side, on the western border of Mariemont. And then, of course, over in Terrace Park, you have Terrace Park Elementary that I had mentioned, which is right here in the middle of Terrace Park. So that is the only school in the Mariemont School District that is not in Mariemont. According to their website, $13 million was earned in scholarships by the graduating class this year. The district traces its founding to 1879. So the Mariemont City Schools serves grades K through 12, and their total enrollment is about 1,500 students. The Mariemont School District is only one of 4 districts in the state of Ohio to have all of its schools named a National Blue Ribbon School by the U.S. Department of Education. So Mariemont, again, according to their website, they're ranked number 1 in Hamilton County, number 1 in the region, and number 4 in the state for overall academic achievement. You also have some additional options nearby. So you have Miami Valley Christian Academy, you have the Cincinnati Waldorf School, which is actually located in Mariemont. You have the Good Shepherd Catholic Montessori School. You have the Goddard School of Cincinnati. And then you're not far from St. Ursula and Seven Hills, which is right up here. Clark Montessori High School. And if you want to go a little bit further, you have the popular Summit Country Day School, which is located over in Hyde Park. And you also have the Cincinnati Country Day School, located up here in Indian Hill in Madeira area. So now let's talk about some things that you can do in Mariemont. They do have a swimming pool, and they also have swim team and swim lessons. So they have over 50 acres of parkland that was created by the village. They have the Carillon at Bell Tower and Dogwood Park. So here's the parks that the village of Mariemont has. I'm just going to point out where a couple of these parks are a little bit closer. So you have Mariemont Gardens Park that is down here along the Little Miami River. You also have this nature preserve down here, your community gardens. Here is the Mariemont swimming pool. And then right here is Dogwood Park. Dale Park and Statuary is almost just across the street. Lots of little parks throughout, like Patriots Park and Ann Bunton Becker Park here. You have your Mariemont tennis courts here that is in the same area as the elementary school. You have the Mariemont Wall Park right here, which overlooks the bluff, or which sits on Miami Bluff, I should say. You have Bramble Park here. So Bell Tower Park is like connected to Dogwood Park, as you can see here. So as you can tell, Mariemont was really designed to be extremely walkable. There are sidewalks everywhere on the main roads. It's just really made to be a place that you can do everything all in one location. Let's look at the public transit in Mariemont. So they do have, there is a bus stop right here on Mariemont Square at the Mariemont Inn, pretty much. If you're living within Mariemont and you need to take the bus, You do have a stop in Mariemont, like I said. Fairfax has 3 stops. Terrace Park has 2 stops. So basically, you can jump on the bus here in Mariemont, and it can take you all the way over through Terrace Park and over to the Milford area, right here on 275. You can also, head in towards the city. The closer you get to the city, the more bus stops there are. So there are plenty of stops here throughout Mount Lookout, Oakley, Hyde Park, Madisonville. All of those are going to have a lot more stops. So public transportation is definitely a viable option if you're somebody that doesn't want to own a car, or you really don't need to go outside of Mariemont that frequently, and you just need to do it occasionally, then you can probably ride the bus. All right, so one of your closest golf courses here is going to be the Hyde Park Country Club. You also have Reeves Golf Course, which is a CRC, Cincinnati Recreation Commission course. North, you have the Kenwood Country Club. You have the Indian Hill Country Club. You also have the Cincinnati Country Club, which is a little further over here in Hyde Park. You have California Golf Course down here. That's another CRC course. Oh, Little Miami Golf Center is right here as well, and that's a CRC course as well. So that's going to be that and the Hyde Park Country Club are going to be your 2 closest golf options. But as you can see, there is plenty all around you. No matter which way you go, you're going to be pretty close to a golfing option. Oh, they have summer concerts at the Bell Tower every Sunday from Memorial Day until Labor Day. That is at 7 o'clock at Dogwood Park. So that's something fun that they offer. They did have fireworks at, where was that at? At Dogwood Park again. Looks like they have some craft markets occasionally. There's also this cool place called the Barn in Mariemont. It's the Women's Art Club Cultural Center, so you can create, appreciate, educate. So they have different art galleries going on. I believe you can also host things there. You can rent the barn, yep. They have art camps, classes, workshops, meetups. So they have a lot of events there, and I just, when I drove past, it was a really cool looking place, really pretty. So one thing I wanted to talk about with Mariemont was the history behind it. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit more because I find it really interesting, and I think you might also. So according to their website, Mariemont is one of the few planned communities in the United States, and actually it is now a National Historic Landmark as of 2007. So Mariemont was founded by Mary Emery and planned with John Nolan and 25 other leading architects. Emery spent about $7 million of her own money at the time. This was in 1923 to start the village of Mariemont. So her vision was of a planned community, kind of like an English garden city that would welcome people of different economic backgrounds and have a mix of single-family homes and low-rise apartment-style homes. So last year they celebrated their 100-year anniversary, and they had some projects that they were going to work on, and those were to give a nod to Mary Emery's vision for the National Exemplar Town. So she was, as you can see, according to this document from the Mariemont website, Mary Emery was appalled by the unsanitary conditions in downtown Cincinnati. She determined to use her vast fortune to establish a model town, which would be planned in every single detail to provide its residents with a high quality of life. She called it a national exemplar in practical town planning. Her goal was to create an ideal country-like setting with modern amenities to benefit the working class family, and most especially children. The village motto was dedicated to youth. So Mariemont was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1979, And then in 2007, the village of Mariemont was designated a National Historic Landmark. So to celebrate their 100 years, they wanted to preserve some of the outdoor spaces that they have there, like rehabbing Dogwood Park, preserving the family statuary group at Dale Park, construct an amphitheater at Dale Park, rehab the historic streetlights, and things like that. So the intention behind this English garden city that Mary Emery wanted was a really great idea, but it resulted in the really beautiful and unique looking homes and buildings, which ended up driving construction costs up quite a bit, meaning that her idea to admit all classes would eventually be dropped. So since then, this planned community has always had an affluent character. So Mariemont is regularly praised for being extremely walkable. Anything that you need to do, you can do within Mariemont. You have everything is within a mile or less, from grocery stores to gas stations to restaurants to shopping, doctors, dentists, all of those things are located right within Mariemont, so that if you didn't want to, you would never have to leave the area. And all it'll take is one drive through Mariemont Square, and you will see that the iconic Tudor-style English garden-like structures will just, they're so unique to the area. It is like you kind of step back in time. So according to niche.com, Mariemont has an A+ overall rating, as you can see here. What is that? Oh, here's the, I like this population density map. You can see here that Mariemont right here has a population density of about 4,200 people per square mile. So a little further north, it's just slightly higher at 5,800 people per square mile. You can see like Indian Hill, for example, is much lower at 540 people per square mile. So that's a little bit more rural. But, you know, you can see as you get to downtown Cincinnati how the darker blue, how the blue gets darker because, you know, there's just more people living per square mile there. So I always like to kind of look at that and see what the population density is in the areas that we're looking at. You can even see down here, Anderson Township is a lot low. They have, gosh, one of the lowest. Looks like they have a population density of 175 people per square mile. All right, so now the part you've been waiting for, the houses. So I just pulled a report here. It looks like all of the active properties right now, the ones that are available for sale, are the new builds on Miami Run. Everything else is pending or sold. So really the number of single family homes for sale currently is only 16. And half of those are the new builds, and the other half are already under contract. And there are 4 additional listings that were either listed as a condominium or multifamily house. So prices right now, as you can see, range from, well, this was the sold. Let's go see. Our pending, lowest pending property that's under contract is listed at $399,900, and that is 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, about 1,500 square feet. So, and that is one that I took a look at in my Mariemont vlog tour. Most expensive one on the market right now, aside from the new builds that is under contract already, that's a single family home, is listed at $1.1 million here on Mount Vernon Avenue. I don't know if you remember, but Mount Vernon is right down here south of the square. But it was custom built in 2014. It doesn't have any interior pictures, but Um, it's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, about 3,200 square feet. So in the last year, only 37 properties have sold in Mariemont. The average selling price for those was about $525,000. The median selling price was about $500,000. So sometimes I like to kind of point out that sometimes the average can be skewed if there were a couple really, really highly priced properties, which there were at, $2.3 million. So I like to kind of look at the median. So 500,000 is kind of the baseline here for getting into a house in Mariemont. So that puts your average price per square foot at about $290. And the median days on market was only 2. So that means that when houses come for sale in Mariemont, they are going very quick. The Cincinnati market as a whole is very competitive. We have a low inventory at the time of this video. And Mariemont, obviously being less than 1 square mile, has a much smaller and more limited inventory. So homes aren't always coming for sale there, and when they are gone fast. So something unique to Mariemont and that I wanted to point out was that in the last year, 13 condos have sold. The average selling price for a condo there is more than the average selling price for a single family home. Now, keep in mind the average selling price, which is $789,000 for one of these condos, or the median price of $575,000. Those range, like, let's look at this one that sold for $2.3 million. It was a 4-bedroom, 5-bathroom, about 4,500 square feet. So this is no normal condo. It's called a condo, but it's like a single family home. It's just connected. So they're connected condos. So as you can see here, this one's a 3rd floor, back of the building. Looks like it covers the whole 3rd floor. 5 parking spaces. You have 3 balconies, vaulted ceilings, built-ins, everything that you would want. And look at the front of this building. I mean, it's just gorgeous. So this is your common entryway there. And obviously this is your unit, but wood beams, vaulted ceilings, really unique architecture here that you're not really going to find many other places. You have your cobblestone sidewalk, and just really, really unique architecture. These places are gorgeous. Here you have a $1.2 million condo pending, 2-bed, 2-bath, almost 2,000 square feet. So that's what you're getting for a little over $1 million. Again, this is newer, but it has still that gorgeous architecture that is just so unique. And it's no wonder it's over $1 million. So that's the kind of condo that you're going to be getting in Mariemont. So it's, the prices range anywhere from $144,000, which let's take a look at that one just to compare. So this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 960 square feet for $144,000. This has more of a modern look to it, I would say. It doesn't have the traditional Mariemont style, but very attractive building overall. But that one is going to go for $144,000, as you can see. So, they range from that up to $2.3 million. And like I said, that biggest one was about 4,500 square feet. So there's some really unique things about this community, that being one of them. And again, that all goes back to that planned community and that tight-knit community feel. You're living in these $1 million condominiums in buildings with other people that you're not going to find that anywhere else in Cincinnati, at least. And that is what people love about it. They have, more community involvement than most communities. And I think that is attributed to the planning that went behind this city to begin with. And hey, by the way, you can always jump into a Zoom call with me just like this, where we can talk face to face over the computer and talk about what things you like or don't like. I can pull up searches in the Cincinnati MLS here, and we can look through, things that have sold or things that are currently for sale that might interest you, and we can kind of talk through things that way. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and use my contact information in the description box below. There's also a link down there for my Zoom calendar. So you can go ahead and just book a call right away. You don't even have to text me first. You can just book that call. This is a home on Mount Vernon that is listed at $834,000. You have one on here that's listed at $550,000. That's a 3-bed, 3-bath, about 2,500 square feet. You have another condo, 2-bed, 2-bath, about 2,000 square feet, $863,000. Oh, there's this, it's tucked back up away in the woods. It's just a cool little community. It's right up by Mariemont High School. This one is listed at $600,000. It's a 2-bed, 3-bath, 2,500 square feet. Thanks for joining me today to check out Mariemont on the map. I hope that you learned more and you got a better feel for how far your money can go here in Mariemont. If you're thinking about making a move, go ahead and reach out using my contact information in the description box below. And if you want to find out more about the suburbs here in Cincinnati, go ahead and hit subscribe and tap the bell for notifications. That way you never miss a video. And if you missed my Mariemont vlog tour, where I walked around in Mariemont and showed you some houses, you can check that out here.